Jorge Martin and Marco Bezzecchi ride for the same factory, share the same garage, and are chasing the same MotoGP World Championship. But according to veteran rider-manager Carlo Pernat, they are no longer speaking to each other. Not in the garage. Not after the races. Not at all. Welcome to GP Overtake. If you enjoy deep MotoGP analysis and behind-the-scenes stories, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a new upload. At first, this sounds like another teammate rivalry. MotoGP has seen plenty of those over the years. But Aprilia's situation is different because this isn't just about two riders refusing to get along, it could directly affect their championship campaign. Modern MotoGP is built around teamwork. Every practice session generates valuable information about tires, electronics, suspension, braking, and aerodynamics. Engineers compare data from both bikes to make the entire team faster. That has been one of Aprilia's biggest strengths this season. Two elite riders. One competitive RSGP. Twice the information. But if communication disappears, that advantage disappears as well. The turning point came at the Hungarian Grand Prix. On the opening lap at Balaton Park, Jorge Martin lost the front while braking into turn 1 and slid into teammate Marco Bezzecchi. The crash also collected Fermin Aldeguer, Fabio Di Gianantonio, and Raul Fernandez, eliminating most of them before the race had properly begun. The stewards later handed Martin a double long lap penalty for the next Grand Prix. Immediately after the accident, Martin reportedly did the right thing. According to Aprilia CEO Massimo Rivola, the reigning world champion went directly to Bezzecchi and both factory crews to apologize before speaking to the media. For a moment, it looked like the issue had been resolved. Then everything changed. Instead of defending his rider publicly, Rivola openly criticized Martin's mistake. He admitted he understood the penalty and even suggested that a harsher punishment could have been justified, saying a reigning world champion should know better than to cause such an accident in turn 1. Those comments immediately raised eyebrows inside the paddock. Things became even more complicated when Martin later explained the incident differently. He argued that the asphalt offered very little grip and insisted he hadn't attempted anything unusual. "I honestly don't think I did anything strange." That statement created two very different narratives. Martin had apologized privately, but publicly he was now questioning whether he had really done anything wrong. For Bezzecchi, that could only make the situation more difficult. Officially, both riders remained professional. When asked whether the atmosphere inside Aprilia would change, Bezzecchi simply answered, "No." At the time, it sounded like a calm and mature response. Looking back now, it feels very different. Because Carlo Pernat claims the relationship inside Aprilia deteriorated rapidly after Hungary. According to him, Martin and Bezzecchi stopped talking altogether. More importantly, he suggested the engineers on both sides of the garage also stopped working together as openly as before. If that's true, the consequences go far beyond personal conflict. Factory teams rely on sharing information. One rider may discover a better setup, while the other finds improved tire management. Combining both sets of data often produces the fastest motorcycle. Without that cooperation, a factory team slowly becomes two independent teams operating under the same roof. And that is exactly what Aprilia cannot afford while fighting for its first MotoGP title. The situation became even more delicate because Martin's future had already been decided. Yamaha officially confirmed that he will join the factory team in 2027 alongside Ai Ogura. Aprilia quickly responded by signing Francesco Bagnaia on a long-term contract to replace him. Officially, Aprilia insists Martin will continue receiving identical equipment until the end of the season. But in Formula 1 and MotoGP alike, perception matters almost as much as reality. Whenever a new part arrives, only one rider usually receives it first. Who gets the priority? The rider leading the championship but leaving the team? Or the rider who represents Aprilia's future? That question alone is enough to create tension inside any factory garage. Meanwhile, another rider was quietly becoming a serious threat. Marc Marquez. While Aprilia dealt with internal problems, Marquez kept doing exactly what championship contenders do. he kept scoring points. As Aprilia's internal tension continued to grow, fate dealt the factory another major setback. During qualifying for the German Grand Prix at Sachsenring, Marco Bezzecchi suffered a violent high-side crash that left him with a broken left collarbone and a serious knee injury. He was flown back to Italy for surgery, forcing him to miss both the sprint and the Grand Prix. The timing could not have been worse. Before Germany, Bezzecchi was still firmly in the title fight. By the time the weekend ended, he had lost valuable ground without even taking part in the races. And while Bezzecchi was recovering in hospital, Marc Marquez was gaining momentum. Week after week, the Ducati rider kept collecting victories and podiums, steadily reducing the gap in the championship standings. What had once looked like a two-rider battle inside Aprilia suddenly became a genuine three-way fight. That should worry Aprilia more than anything else. Because championships are rarely lost because one bike is slower. More often, they are lost because one team stops working as a team. Many fans believe the Hungarian crash only cost Aprilia one race result. In reality, it may have cost them something far more valuable: trust. A damaged motorcycle can be repaired before the next race. A rider eventually recovers from injury. A penalty is served and forgotten. But rebuilding trust inside a factory garage is far more difficult. Every race weekend now brings new questions. If Aprilia introduces a new aerodynamic package, who receives it first? If only one updated chassis is available, which rider gets the opportunity? If one side of the garage discovers a better setup, will that information immediately be shared? These decisions may seem small, but in modern MotoGP, championships are often decided by tiny margins. A better braking setup, a more effective electronics map, slightly improved tire management. Just a tenth of a second per lap can determine the outcome of an entire season. That is why Carlo Pernat's comments attracted so much attention. His biggest concern wasn't simply that Martin and Bezzecchi had stopped talking. It was the suggestion that communication between their engineering groups had also broken down. If engineers stop sharing information, development slows, progress becomes inconsistent, and the factory loses one of its biggest competitive advantages. Meanwhile, Ducati continues moving forward. To be fair, Aprilia has repeatedly insisted that both riders will continue receiving equal treatment until the end of the season. Massimo Rivola has made it clear that Martin's move to Yamaha will not affect the support he receives. Officially, everything remains equal. But inside a championship fight, perception can be just as powerful as reality. Riders notice who receives new parts first, who gets additional attention from senior engineers, who becomes the priority when difficult decisions must be made. Even if every choice is based purely on performance, it's easy for doubt to creep into the garage. Fortunately, there is still time to turn things around. Bezzecchi is expected to return for the British Grand Prix at Silverstone, giving Aprilia both of its title contenders back on track. The bigger question, however, is whether the relationship inside the garage can recover as well. Because history has shown that championship-winning teams succeed when everyone works toward the same goal. Aprilia has built one of the fastest bikes on the grid and finally has a real opportunity to fight for the MotoGP World Championship. Losing that opportunity because of internal conflict would be far more painful than losing it through lack of speed. Silverstone could become the defining weekend of the season. Not only because of the points available, but because it will reveal whether Martin and Bezzecchi can put their differences aside for the benefit of the team. If they can, Aprilia's title dream remains alive. If they cannot, Marc Marquez and Ducati will be more than happy to take advantage. Because in the end, Aprilia doesn't just have a crash problem or an injury problem. It has a communication problem. And in a championship fight this close, silence can be just as damaging as any mistake on the racetrack. What do you think? Can Jorge Martin and Marco Bezzecchi rebuild their relationship before it's too late, or has Aprilia's title challenge already been damaged beyond repair? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Thanks for watching GP Overtake. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more in-depth MotoGP coverage. And before you leave, click the next video on your screen, you won't want to miss it.